What's up, meatbags? It's the chosen one of CG, the Chicano Stanley, the one, the only Frog Tony. Today, we're going to be taking a look at an article from That Park Place written by John F. Trent, formerly of Bounty into Comics, but now out on his own, doing his own thing. All right, as you can see, former PlayStation narrative director Kim MacAskill called gamers who oppose Black Lives Matter racist and admits gaming studios discriminate in hiring practices by prioritizing females. Wow, that's a mouthful, John. Maybe condense that bad boy down a little bit. That is some title gore. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Former PlayStation narrative director Kim MacAskill admits the gaming studios are discriminating in their hiring practices by prioritizing women. Back in March 2022, MacAskill responded to a user on X claiming, "Today, I met someone who thinks there is an advantage being a woman in the games industry." She stated, "Well, there is. Studios are on a push to be seen as inclusive. I won't name the studio, but I was at a studio where they genuinely considered doubling the finder's fee if the hire was female." Guys, we've been saying this for months, for years. They are trying to push out the men in gaming. They're trying to force women and others into gaming, into places where they don't belong. They're going out of their way in order to get activists, in order to get liberal, woke agenda pushers into positions. And we're seeing it right here. We're seeing them admit it. This was vetoed after some protests, but it does show how by good or bad intention, some people will always see anyone that isn't a white male as a diversity hire, she added. MacAskill continued, "Is it the case? Hell no. Game industry is an industry where there is no room for slack or not being good at your job without it being uncovered quickly." Next, she wrote, "Women in their jobs are fantastic, but there will be rippling undercurrents of people being rejected that see that hire and go, oh, well. It's a bitter stance to take. For example, when I did stand up, I was billed higher than a guy who emailed the club to complain as he believed I was only billed higher because I had a fanny. Some people would rather get bitter at diversity, inclusion, than consider that they aren't right for the position. When you got other people affirming you are right along with a world history of misogyny and racism, it's easy to see how people always find it easier to go, you got this job because you have a vagina, with the comfort of all that hardwiring spanning decades, rather than go, well done, you. Not only did you get the job, you are good at the job, even with the added weight of casual, brutal sexism. In short, the person is ignorant," she concluded. Kim, honey, darling, child, Kim, you literally just said they were looking to hire women over men, specifically because they were women. And then you're going to turn around and say that people who may have been passed over for the position might be a little bitter and that they're somehow incorrect, that they didn't get hired because they're men as opposed to women, and that you didn't get hired because you are a woman, despite saying that that's exactly what they were doing. I don't understand this. How can you talk on both sides of your mouth at the same time? Says not only did she admit the gaming studios are discriminating in hiring practices by prioritizing women, back in 2020, she implied that if gamers opposed Black Lives Matter, they were racist. She posted, quote, "Racist gamers boycott PlayStation over BLM move. Racist gamers realize Xbox and other platforms also support BLM. Racist gamers boycott gaming. Basically, we can get Oxygen to support BLM. We are onto something." You mean BLM, the movement that stole millions of dollars and lined the pockets of a few people who were supposedly going to help others, but rather they bought themselves mansions and things like that. That BLM that looted, rioted, caused destruction to the neighborhoods they were supposedly representing. That BLM, yeah, I don't think I'm racist for pointing out the obvious. I don't think I'm racist for pointing out the actual things that occurred under the BLM name. In September 2021, MacAskill also attempted to mock individuals who oppose race swaps. She wrote on X, a note on Arkham games. Oswald Copperpot goes from American to British. Internet, hee hee, that's refreshing. Deadshot goes from white to black. Internet screams in dick. No. It says, in response to a now deleted post, MacAskill wrote, "So amongst all the white characters still being white, your issue is the black character isn't Asian?" She added, "To digress, I am a huge advocate of getting more Asian and Polynesian visibility in casting. I'm known for it, but I don't see how making a character black can cause more upset than keeping a character white." Maybe, maybe the issue is that the characters keep turning black as opposed to, I don't know, all the other ethnicities, all the other races, all the other shades of the rainbow. Kim, you ever think of that? There is a agenda being pushed, and you admit it. Others admit it, and then you cry and whine when we point to you admitting it. In 2020, she also admitted to being a feminist whose ideology has demonic origins. In response to Bill Burr's opening monologue on Saturday Night Live, she wrote, quote, "As a white feminist, I'd have to be offended if it actually tried to say something. This is just recycled Burr angles, nothing new." According to her LinkedIn profile, MacAskill started her career working for British TV productions such as Channel 4 and BBC. She transitioned to video games in 2016, where she was a senior screenwriter on the Arkham games for Rocksteady. She remained at the company until 2019, where she moved to Playground Games as a senior scriptwriter on Fable. In 2021, she became the narrative lead at Riot Games. She became a narrative director at PlayStation in November 2022. However, she shared on X that she left PlayStation recently. She posted, "Going to just put this out there, as it's getting cruel for me not to. I left PlayStation not too long ago for another project. Having worked across a few of their games, proudly, I'll be updating as soon as we're able. Long and short is, I answer to no one." She added, "I am absolutely here for anyone who has been affected by this new hate wave, but trust me, it's all just a bunch of boss. For me, this isn't my first rodeo, not even close to it, and I know I shouldn't laugh, but I do. Nothing else for it. It's been a good day." Again, as we've seen with the email that I read yesterday from a AAA developer showing how they are being pushed out of the industry, how DEI, ESG, and the whole Sweet Baby Inc. Mafia are causing people to lose their jobs, unskilled people to be put in position of power. I have no doubt that Kim MacAskill is probably going to one of these consulting firms. Probably, it's a good bet. What do you make of MacAskill's comments? Asked John Shred. I make that she's obviously someone who doesn't deserve to be in a position that she was in, someone who doesn't deserve to be in games. And she's probably caused more than her fair share of people who deserve positions within gaming studios to be either pushed out or denied access because of their gender, skin color, racism, sexism, those kind of things. But of course, it doesn't matter when you're racist to a certain demographic. It doesn't matter when you're sexist to men. It only matters when a select few are affected, or a select few whine, cry, and moan until they get their way. But until next time, as always, love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.